William Whalen here for GetMoreSports.com, and what a game in Chapel Hill on Tuesday night. Obviously, the North Carolina Tar Heels take down the Maryland Terrapins 89-81 in a rehash of an old ACC conference rivalry. What an atmosphere it was at the Dean Dome. North Carolina is often maligned a little bit for their atmosphere being a little bit too wine and cheese, but it was not that. It was hostile on Tuesday night, and obviously the return of Marcus Paige to UNC's lineup really kind of turned this game up a few levels. And the takeaways from this game are pretty clear. I mean, when Marcus Paige is healthy, there aren't two or three better players than him in the entire country. I don't think that there's any question about that. When he's healthy, there aren't one or two point guards in the country better than him. I mean, even as good as Chris Dunn is, and I've had Chris Dunn as the best point guard in the country for me, when they score, they both play a similar role. I mean, they handle the ball a lot. Probably Marcus Paige is off the ball a little bit more than Dunn is, but Paige is nonetheless electric, whether he has the ball in his hands or he's coming off of screens. He's so good in that way. And he played big time with 20 points and 5 assists against Maryland. Now, the thing is he did all of that with Rasheed Suleiman guarding him. And Suleiman, I think, is one of the best defenders in the country. So that should say a lot. Bryce Johnson for North Carolina is the big man that they need. He runs the floor. He blocks shots. Obviously, he rebounds for them, and he scores as well. He does everything kind of off the box score that this team needs. Yet he also fills up the stat sheet as well. I think he's the perfect complementary big for this kind of team because this kind of team can run, which he can do, but they also need to be able to score in the half court because teams are going to try to zone them to take away their inside presence. But he can make the right pass, and obviously I think he reads offensive boards as well as anybody in the country as well. For Maryland, when you talk about Melo Trimble, I mean, he was fantastic at times, the best player on the court at times, but to be honest, I mean, his turnovers were a major problem for the Terrapins. You cannot turn the ball over 8 times at a game like that and hope to be considered a national title contender. So what it comes down to for Melo is really just reining that in, not forcing things so much. I think when he attacks the basket, he's got to stop looking for contact so much and trying to finish through contact. Oftentimes, he's so preoccupied with getting to the line because he gets to the line probably better than anybody else in the country that it's kind of been a bread and butter thing for him. Worry about finishing because teams like North Carolina don't need to foul you to alter your shot at the rim. And so he's going to have to learn that as the year goes on. And Jake Layman was putrid from Maryland. He didn't defend well. Offensively, he was a mess, only tallying 4 points and really just not affecting the game. When he's not at the power forward spot, he really struggles. When Maryland went small and bumped him down to power forward, and you had Robert Carter at the 5, that's where I think they were most effective, because that's not a game that Diamond Stone can really play in. And Jake Layman at the 3 just doesn't compute against those kind of athletes that North Carolina rolls out. Those are my top 4 takeaways. What a game. Both of these teams are going to be national title contenders. I mean, as bad as the Terps played, they lost by 8 on the road at North Carolina. And obviously, the Tar Heels have a lot of room to grow with Marcus Paige back in the fold.